Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people all around the world, it is another episode of Tyler Bryan Hour, aka TBH Hour, aka TBH, episode 38, rhyming accidentally. I am your co-host, Be Heard, aka Brian, aka Prince Vegeta, without the hating. Some morning church made announcements. It might sound a little different. You know what I'm saying? This stemmy, shout out to Moneybag Joe, you know what I'm saying, came through.
The Biden bucks.
The Biden bucks definitely helped out the cause of the podcast, and would not be here without you guys. Wouldn't be out here without you guys, or without Tyler as well. I fucked that all the way up, but we're going to keep it moving like I didn't. I'm going to pass it to my co-host. Co-host, you want to say anything to the people?
Oh, you just got all this contraptions, all this shit up in my in my place. I don't even have nowhere to... Drinks clear over here now. Like, this big-ass mixer.
I'm not going to lie. There's microphones to the right of us. There's like 6 XLR cords. There's 3 different microphones. There's a mixer. I got blankets here. I pretty much live here without living here.
You're looking like Dexter's laboratory around here.
But, I mean, you can't even talk. You got a full-ass camera here, and you had an SD card here.
Yeah, I got a couple of SD cards, my camera, my laptop, everything set up here. But, like, I mean, this is the lab right here pretty much, so. Not
to mention I have my, like, PC back at home. Can you imagine? You know, there's motherfuckers out here in this world that want us to do what we do for free. Like, there's people out here in this world that want that.
Fuck yeah.
That's crazy. That's out of pocket.
But anyway, this is your co-host, Tyler the Libra, a.k.a. TTL, a.k.a. Libra Hendricks, a.k.a. new name going by Libra Morrison. Just simply because of my drinking habits.
Oh, so you mean like the alcohol?
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought you were talking about the wrestling, but that's funny.
John Morrison?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
You know his whole gimmick, right?
What?
Jim Morrison is the lead singer of The Doors.
Huh.
And they both kind of look similar to each other. When you ever put them together.
But because at first he was Johnny Nitro.
Yeah.
In WWE.
Yeah, and then that gimmick was...
It wasn't, because they had Eminem. Eminem was fire. Until Mercury fucked up his whole eye with the Hardys. And I think it was it Judgment Day? Wow. The fact that I still remember that. Real wrestling fan, what can I say? But speaking of which, let's check in with you. How have you been mentally and all that stuff? We didn't really touch it last time.
Yeah, I know. And mentally, I've been all right. There has been a couple places in my life where I've been like overwhelmed recently, and I mean, it all goes back to just kind of. It's almost like for me, it's almost like a mental state of just like kind of slapping your wrist and trying to snap back out of it, because there are times when, stuff like that can be hard for somebody throughout the day, week, month, or however long that it takes to, get your mind back right. So that's
now, when you say slip ups, is it, the only reason I cut you off is because I want to know, is it something that you can control or is it out of your control?
I don't think it necessarily matters, at least not for me. I mean, if something is, we're all thinkers, we're all humans, so we're going to think about shit in any possible way, things that don't have anything to do with us completely or things that may. So for me, it's always never about harping on shit that I cannot control. It's always just going to be there. But
I only said that. Once again, my bad not to cut you off, but I've only said that just because it's like if you're surrounded by like toxic people or toxic environments, you could control whether you want to be in that, partake in that, or not. Or is it something like me, the shit I'm going through, like my car's older, like that's gonna happen. That's life. Like I can't control that. That's just the punches I'm dealt or the hand I'm dealt. So that's what I mean by that. And I see your point of like. It doesn't matter, but that's the only reason why I asked that.
Yeah, and with stuff like that, and then we got loud ass neighbors that just moved in on the side, so just bear with us on that. Don't worry, I'll be changing scenery within a month or so.
But that's also why I'm trying to like bang out as much as we possibly can here.
Yeah,
because it's a good spot for like pod.
Yeah, and gradually. Granted that this next spot isn't going to have as much open space, but still is going to give us a little bit of, leg room to do what we do and give you a podcast every single week. So there's that. But going back to as far as like mental health goes and stuff like that, I mean, what you said, yeah, I mean, there's things in life that like, I guess, shouldn't be bothered with our mind as far as like things that like we just cannot like have any input to. And with that, like I said, for me, it never really mattered because I think about every fucking thing. I think about every situation, or at least I try to. For me, that's what makes me cautious, I guess, as opposed to like just kind of just reading and reacting. Like, and what I mean by that is like most of my life I have lived pretty spontaneous, so to speak. I've always lived in the moment. I've always kind of just something happens and then like I just react to what goes on after that. And I'm now just learning at 26 years old that like I actually have to take time and gradually think about the situations that I'm putting myself into and hoping for the best out of the decisions I make, out of those outcomes. So, I mean, it's definitely been a learning process, especially a learning curve, especially for me that likes to do everything just out the blue. Like that's always been my personality, I feel like. And for me to actually rebuild myself into being an actual critical thinker and being able to look at every situation and determine what any possible outcome that I want can come from this and be able to manifest it into something positive along the way. So it's definitely been a blessing to be able to realize that, embrace that, and live like that.
That's beautifully put. For me to check in with you guys at the podcast, it's weird because like I've kind of always prided myself on maybe not being the smartest, maybe not being the greatest, maybe not being like the fastest or the best at what I do. But I pride myself on being mentally aware and mentally tough. And I almost feel like, is it a weakness to know exactly what's wrong, but not fixing it? Would you say, Tyler? Like, is it a weakness to know exactly what's wrong, but not fixing it? I'm kind of, what would you, is that weak or?
Some would say that's lazy.
It could be. It could be.
Some would say that, or in better use of the term that you're putting in, some would say that's complacent. Yeah.
Stagnant. Also, another, because like, that's kind of how I feel right now, because I feel like, I'm not going to say no names, but the current work environment that I'm in, I think I've grown past it mentally. Like I can't get up for it anymore. I can't have that desire to do it. Like there's still some great people there. That's honestly the main reason I'm there. And it's like, I'm comfortable there. And also I could pretty much not get away with whatever I want, but I have no like leash, I guess, if you will. It's like, I'm like a free in my own yard, if you will. But I want to take that leap and do something different. But I feel like with the pandemic, I'm kind of scared too. Because you never know.
Don't be scared. Whenever
they could shut something down again, and like I could be
all the more reason to just do it.
But then that's the same time. It's like God, I don't have that money. If like my main source of income that I could pay said bills and do said things as an upgrade the podcast and things of that nature is the job that I have now, the main job. So if the pandemic were to shut shit down again, like I'm kind of screwed. Kind of like.
Both of us are, and anybody else in the situation is not.
Of course. I'm just saying it from my perspective, just because I'm talking about it right now as far as where I am. So then like, that's why I'm kind of stuck. Like, I don't know what to do because I want to make a move. I want to make a move that like interests me. Like I wouldn't, you could say I'm lazy in like some areas and I would agree with you wholeheartedly, but sometimes it's just, I'm not passionate about it. Like I can't fake it. Like it's like, if I don't want to do something, I don't do it. And that's why it's like, I am social, but like, I'm kind of over the bars and the club scene. And it's like, if I want to go out, I'll go out, but if I'm not going to force the issue. So that's why I'm like kind of just been in that mindset for a while. And then Honestly, just dealing with some other shit too. Like, I'm not gonna expose details yet because I still don't know. But obviously, COVID is serious, and just keep my family in your prayers. Nothing too serious. Nothing like where I can't do the podcast with Tyler. Like I'm good. Like my immediate household family is safe. But yeah, that shit's getting real. It's getting scary too. And
it's been real. It's been scary for like a year.
Well, of course, but I'm saying like this is the first time that it's like affected close. And like I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to go into details because I don't want to scare nobody, especially anyone that's in my family and they ain't heard nothing yet. But yeah, so I feel like right now I just feel like I'm mentally slipping. Like I feel kind of the weakest I've been, and it kind of pisses me off.
It's okay to feel that, that, right?
I'm not saying it's not, but I just, what I'm saying, I pride myself on being like mentally tough. I feel like I wouldn't be here now if I wasn't as mentally tough as I've been. And like, that's what's scary is like, I feel myself slipping, but I feel myself not doing anything about it too. So I'm like, I'm torn. And it's like, because I know somebody's going to have that blue collar mentality about it. And like, that's kind of what I need at this point. But it's hard to at the same time. Because it's like, all right, we'll just do it. Like, if you're not happy at your job, just find another job. And it's like, okay, but there's a million different options. And then, and if anyone would know, you see me get denied by iHeart and shit like that. Like, it sucks when you get denied by something you want to do. Because it's like, I want to apply my skills so I could get better at the craft that I'm trying to pursue. Whether that's with the audio technician and like mixing the podcast and making sure it sounds better, or YouTube or Twitch or fighting games, or I don't know what I could possibly do for a career, but like anything like that, I'm passionate about. I'm willing to go above and beyond, but I just don't want to waste my time doing some shit I just don't care about,
Right.
Unless it pays the blue cool amount of money to where I could get my own place, and like I'll bite the bullet if it makes sense, but it has to make sense. And like I don't want to get screwed over. And I'm tired of getting screwed over by jobs, because that's the weirdest thing. That you remember when growing up, like jobs, people would tell you like you have to give a 2-week notice. That if you don't give a 2-week notice, you're never going to get another job again. And it's like a lot of these jobs be out here screwing people over, and they kind of just get away with the shit.
A lot of these other jobs don't care if you have a 2-week notice or not.
That's what I'm saying too. Like, it's weird how like people are supposed to act a certain way, but not the jobs and the companies. And another good example of that is like you're seeing it with the NFL and the NBA, because NFL and NBA players are supposed to be told to be like professionals and act serious and things of that nature. But nigga, like Harrison Barnes was on the bench for, I think he was on Dallas at the time. Harrison Barnes was on the bench, and niggas told him, hey bro, you traded. Like the nigga was worried about getting in the game. Next thing you know, he's traded. So like, I don't know. But I guess, yeah, for lack of a better term, I do need to step it up and like try to figure stuff out in life. But it's hard, people. It really is. You gotta do it, I guess. I don't know, for like a better term. Speaking of doing it and just working, I personally love watching people edit and the process that it comes with just building something, whether that's YouTube videos, whether that's podcasting. But I feel like something that kind of goes unnoticed is like that thought process and that ideology of a photographer going through editing and stuff like that. So can you explain that? Or not? I'm not saying like, tell them everything that you do, because, obviously you have your own eye and your own like viewpoint on certain things. But can you explain to our viewers what your kind of thought process, what your mindset is when you, after you get done with a shoot and you finally get that chance to edit? Because you use Lightroom too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Lightroom and Photoshop on Adobe. Fuck, man, I can only speak for myself,
of course,
on this. And I full-heartedly, I literally despise the editing process.
Really?
I'm one of those photographers that hates it. Like, it's not that I don't love all the sense of photography that goes with shooting and all that stuff and getting like the best image possible. But it's one of those things where like, I just like, it's kind of, for me, it's always about like, fuck, what's going to look good? What edit am I going to do on this? What am I going to be warm or cold? Am I going to use presets or not? Like all this, am I going to make it grainy? Like all this stuff that rolls in my head when it comes to editing time is definitely one of those things that like I could definitely do without in my life right now.
Do you shoot flat?
Do I shoot flat?
Yeah.
Like raw?
Or just, I think it's just a technical term of like where the camera looks like. And I think flat, because flat is the one that you could probably edit the easier to where like, I don't know the other terms outside of flat, but I know that if you shoot any other thing, it's going to be harder to change the colors and the dynamics, like making something brighter or like warmer, cooler, stuff like that.
It all depends on the time of day too, and everything, what angles that you're at.
Because that could be another reason why you might not like the editing process. Because if you shoot a certain style, you know, obviously you're not going to be able to change it from like, if you shoot like.
I've been trying to change up my style as far as like going from like warm colors to cold a little bit. I'm starting to use more colder colors. And but at the same time, for me, it's just like a matter of just like looking at it and not thinking that it's good.
I feel
that's what my fucking problem is when it comes to editing, and that's generally the reason why I kind of like don't like it so much.
No, I feel that wholeheartedly because it's harder
like
to.
If I could just if I could just have all the like the edits and the presets into my camera at once, I would, just so I wouldn't have to go through a headache a week. And granted, I love the aftermath of editing because I'm done with the photos and I get to send them to, you know, my models and stuff like that, and they're just excited. They're literally posting them within a day or so, and it's just it gives me a good feeling seeing that. So I mean, it's not all bad.
Yeah, that's just lit. Like when you sent me the pictures, I was hyped. I wanted to put them on Instagram right away. I think you actually yelled at me for one picture. I think I might have put a filter on it by accident. I don't do that now, but
that's one-on-one. You don't do that.
Yeah, I'm learning that the hard way. But that's what was I gonna say? I had something on the tip of my tongue. So
like right now, I'm in the process of editing these photos that I took Sunday with one of my models, and I actually had fun. I actually had a nice time with this one. It felt good. I had a nice little spot. Is
this that newer model too you were talking about the other day?
Becca, yeah. Shout out to Becca, by the way.
Shout out.
And yeah, like I felt pretty positive coming in, and I felt pretty positive about the spot and the locations that I was going to use. And it was one of those things where like that shoot really fell into place as far as everything that I wanted to do, as far as, you know, the right angles, as far as the time of day goes and lighting goes. So I actually had a good time editing these ones. It's kind of like every edit for me is kind of like a hit and miss. And by hit and miss, I mean, I hit and then I look back at it and then I'm like, fuck, let me change it up again. That's what I mean by like the misses. And I look at all these photos and there haven't been one that I had to actually go back and look at and then change it up, I guess. So I'm actually pretty content with this. And I got another shoot this Sunday with another model named Grace. Shout out to Grace. But I'm actually pretty excited about that one too, because it's going to be a morning shoot. I haven't really got much practice my feet wet as far as like morning shoots go. I'm kind of like an afternoon dusk kind of shooter. And I haven't really had much night shoots either. I think I've had like one night shoot.
Well, ours was a night one. Well, I guess ours was like afternoon, then turn night. It turned night fast as fuck. But I guess that's also like summer.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I need to kind of expanding my horizons as far as like time of day shooting goes. And I want to see if I could actually like operate at that time of morning, I guess, like on a weekend, you know?
Yeah.
Because, like, I mean,
you get up there for work at the time, so why not?
Yeah, I mean, but like, fuck, it's weekend. You know, you're not supposed to be out like, at a certain time, you know,
especially going out and all that jazz too. Now I know you said you hate editing, but like the whole theme of like the topic was editing. Which one do you prefer to edit? Because for those of you who don't know, yeah, Tyler has been shooting a lot of models lately, and he's been killing the game with the models. But this nigga's pretty talented at shooting agriculture, I guess, like buildings and things of that nature. Like, is there a preference to which one you rather edit? Because I personally,
if I rather shoot aesthetics as opposed to like,
no, I'm asking like as far as the editing goes. Like, I know you say you hated the editing process, but which one's easier? Because I would think that the skin tones of the models might be a little more tricky to get it, where it's like not like too crazy when you're editing their skin tones or the picture or the colors.
It's definitely a pain in the ass trying to get everybody's right color, everybody's pigment, actual pigment color down, and to mix it with the shade of, you know, the shadows and stuff like that, and then the highlights and everything. Yeah.
So then, like, which one is easier for you to do as far as like buildings and stuff that you shot? Because isn't there like background right now a picture you took of a building?
Yeah. Like a few years ago, a couple of years ago. And I was literally just laying. It just came so out of nowhere because like I was like my back was hurting for some reason that day. And like we were shooting and we were walking around downtown. I literally just laid on my back with my backpack on. And I just shot up in the air and then I came up with that. So yeah, there's that goes. I
feel like you did that too. Like, I feel like we were walking downtown once, and it was like me, you, and someone else. I think it was like a female. I can't honestly remember who off the top of my head, but I remember you was like, "Hold up!" You just walking down this alleyway and just started taking some pictures.
Yeah,
as far as
that happens a lot. That's more or less of my spur of the moment type of attitude. But
sorry to cut you off.
But yeah, definitely. As far as like aesthetics go, yeah, that's my favorite. I guess if I were to have a favorite, that would be my favorite because like I can get done with that in like probably like an hour or so.
And I guess like a building's not really going to move. It's not going to adjust.
No.
So you ain't got to worry about like facial expressions or things of that nature too. Because I guess that's what you started out as, and like that's what you were kind of known for.
Yeah, and that's the crazy thing about it is that like I wasn't even thinking about models until like a little bit later, but like that was always one thing that like I always kind of had more of an eye towards. And yeah, I died down from that style a bit. I think I might need to pick it up. I don't know.
I mean, it'd be nice. It's just nice to show range and show dynamics. Because I remember like,
I just haven't seen anything around Des Moines that catches my eye like that anymore, honestly, being completely honest.
Like I remember just talking to
living here for like 24 years or so.
Also, that's because Tyler, like you, like I know a few back ways. Like depending on where I'm at, I could probably get around pretty well. But Tyler knows all the back ways. Like it's actually ridiculous of all sides of town. It's kind of insane. But I remember just talking to like a few of our friends and like just talking to them. And Tyler was like a few of our friends that were doing photography and things of that nature in the area. And then this nigga Tyler was just like, "Hey, bro, like I do this building shit." Like he was talking this shit. It was kind of funny. It was dope to see. As far as my editing process goes, whether it's editing a video or editing a podcast or editing or Photoshop, I try to just kind of go with the ideas that I have in my head, if you will. I'm the type of person that like when it comes to a video, if I think it's going to be funny here or I think of a meme here that goes perfect, I just put it in there and I just implement it. It's hard to edit because the hardest part I'm learning about editing, right, is, for those of you who don't know, I wouldn't even say I'm self-taught. YouTube taught me. Like everything I've learned as far as like audio mixer goes, and like using the Rode Podcaster Pro. Jesus Christ, using like edits for YouTube or Photoshop. Like I learned it all through YouTube, and like it's just trial and error.
YouTube is a crazy place to learn your craft.
I mean, it works.
Honestly,
it works. Honestly, because like
it's the best thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, and then that's the thing that sucks, is because there's so many different opinions, and like you could have the right setup, and like everybody could have the same picture, but somebody gonna tell you how to do it like this, somebody gonna tell you how to do it like that. And I'm kind of like Tyler, and a lot of, when it comes to editing, I hate a lot of the stuff I make. I don't hate it as far as like I hate this, why did I do this? Because at the end of the day, sometimes I'm just like, F it, this is what it is for today's video. But I see like the flaws in it, and I see them way too much, and then it like kind of rubs me the wrong way. Because there is things that I'm like, yeah, I did that shit. Yeah, that was fire. Like you could tell if my thumbnails rushed or not, but lately what I've been doing, especially like as far as Photoshop goes, I don't know if I'd ever drop a tutorial because I don't think I'm that good, but I've been just using the in-game screenshots from like Mortal Kombat 11, and then I just kind of go to camera raw filter and just play with the colors a little bit, maybe add a brush here and then like drop the brush to an overlay shadow or things of that nature. And I just kind of play with it, just see what kind of catches my eye, see what sticks out. You could look at my YouTube at youtube.com/beheard if you want to really see like what I mean and like the range that I do. I oftentimes try to cut out the main like character in those videos as well, and I try to make them pop and like kind of make the background blurry. It doesn't really turn out that well. So like sometimes I'll just have a duplicate layer of that picture, so that way you can't really see the flaws in my cutting skills, because I suck at cutting out characters. Like Photoshop is hard. It's like that sometimes. Photoshop is hard as a motherfucker. And then editing wise, I just, like I said, I really kind of have the same style. I want people to enjoy the content. Like I don't like meme content is great. Like if you could edit that and be funny and put a whole bunch of edits and quirky things, like more power to you, kudos. But like I usually record a video and edit a video and upload a video in the same day, and I kind of like that format. That's just kind of what worked for me. So I kind of want to keep it all in the same realm. So I'll add memes and edits if it's funny, but I want the gameplay to be watched too. And, you know, not a lot of people do that, but you know, I guess that's just what I do. And then editing the podcast goes, I use Audacity, but I might end up using Adobe Audition. But at the same time, if the Rode Podcaster sounds good, we could just make it sound crisp. I might just leave it like this, because shit, this is like $1,200 or $700 mixer. I mean, so
shit, better do something or make something sound crisp.
At least would. But then again, I don't know the correct settings too. So this is like literally just fresh out the box, and that's just pretty much plug it in the mics and recording. So hopefully it does sound good to you guys if you're listening to this point. But yeah, that's pretty much it for all the editing stuff. If you really want to know more, my DMs are always open. I could try to offer you the best advice I get. But like I said, I learned from watching everybody. So that's what I'm continuing to do. And I don't even feel like I have the right style, because like literally as far as YouTube goes, my best and biggest watched videos I don't even edit them outside of if you don't count the YouTube shorts. I think that was like pretty much raw. I think my biggest video was like at 600 views. Not audio sounds like shit. But I think it sounds like shit because I added an audio filter, and I think for my voice it sounded good, but not for the gameplay. And I had it on one layer at the time because I wasn't recording. I was recording just, I think, through Xbox or something like that.
Xbox.
Yeah. And then so when I had that, like the layers were merged together. So I think that's why it doesn't sound as good as it should have. But yeah, if you want to learn anything from editing, like I could recommend you what I get, but you ain't gonna Kakashi my shit. I can't give you all the sauce now, but you know, It's all in the eye of the creator. Just make what you enjoy and make what you think people will find funny, and usually it works out. Just keep grinding.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, so find out whatever's beautiful that you make, and behold it, and behold it for everybody else to see.
And speaking of behold it, the segues, Sage Jam, shout out to you. I'm learning. This STEMI update, I kind of teased what I use my STEMI for, but I'm not going to get into details till after you say what you finally got. What you plan on doing that? I mean, you could also make a donation to the Neo Negro Foundation with these mics, but you know, what you plan on spending your stimulus package on, big fella?
On some new living, some shelter. Honestly, like that's what it's all to. Actually, like being financially stable. So like there's nothing really that's catching my eye as far as greed goes, my own personal greed to what I want to spend the stimmy on. So all in all, it's been a pretty easy process. I mean, I've seen everybody just be almost ridiculous, rambunctious with their fucking stimmy, and I'm just sitting back like, oh well, it must be nice, you know, like. And I don't know what everybody's priorities are, and I'm not speaking for everybody on that, but I just know that mine. So yeah, there hasn't really been much that I've been craving or like looking at. Anything that I can't like get off Amazon or eBay with just like little rinky dink shit that I need around the place, or if I just need like it to my car or, you know, to my camera or whatever. I haven't spent money on photography in a while. I'm thinking about getting a new lens, but that will come later within like the months or so. It'll definitely be after I've moved in. I'm comfortable again.
I really like. I'm actually looking forward to saving. Like, I got to get my car looked at again this weekend.
Damn, again?
Well, because I was supposed to fix the light and the brakes, but he didn't have time to fix the brakes, so we only fixed the light. So I could drive at night. But I want to get my car fixed, thoroughly fixed to where it's safe and it's drivable. And then after that, I was going to go on a trip with Danny, but I don't think we're going to go to Denver anymore. I don't think it's going to happen. Honestly, I might just sit on my money that I make, but I'll pay my bills and just kind of collect my money and just do that, honestly, probably till summer. Now, whether that means we go somewhere like in Nashville in May or something like that, or whether that means, well, actually, the Do Tour, which we're going to talk about a little bit later.
Yeah.
That's in May.
Yikes.
That's a yeah.
It's not much of a yikes because, like, obviously, it's fun stuff that I will be able to, you know, mooch around with.
And honestly, I'm trying to do my research right now. I'm trying to like, hey, if anything I learned from today has been a W. I learned shoot your shot because you never, all the worst I can say is no. Unless you say something crazy, but,
right. And I'm crazy.
I'm trying to get, I'm be honest with you. I don't know if I should speak this into fruition. I don't know if I should say it on the podcast, but I'm trying to get a guest pass or a media pass.
Guest pass to the Do Tour?
Yeah.
Shit.
I know a photographer. I'm trying to do like interviews there. I probably shouldn't say this on the podcast, but fuck it. Like we here. Like that's my goal. So
let's do it.
So I'm gonna be in some DMs. Especially I'm gonna be like, hey yo, I got this podcast. I don't even know if I can show them this episode. Damn, I just thought about that. Because they be like, nigga, who are you, nigga? Right? But oh yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much what I'm gonna do. I already spent most of my stimulus. There's a chance I could still have 100 or 200 left, depending on how much these breaks cost me. So hopefully I do.
200 is gonna turn into 500, no matter what.
So hopefully
breaks are expensive.
Hopefully, no, I'm saying like I got like 100. Well, the breaks that I need are like 2 something, and then I gotta look at brake pads. So I need rotors and brake pads. So I already seen the rotors, and like I still got like 400, give or take. And again, if it costs too damn much, they're gonna have to wait till Sunday when I get paid. But Yeah, that's really all I need. And I think I'm gonna just sit on my money for a while. I've been spending money too crazy. Like I spent like $1,500 on the podcast, and then if we take in last year, I spent over like $6,000-7,000 upgrading stuff and then paying off stuff. So I need to sit on some money for a while and just build it up naturally. I probably spent more inside I had a place. That's the fucked up part about it. It's like how you always say you type with money. Like, nigga, I spent a lot and I don't got nothing to show for.
You're looking like me, like how I used to be. I would just come back with something new.
But that's not even the thing, though. It's like you would be fresh as hell. I'm just paying off debt. And
I'm just trying to live, dude. I'm just trying to.
I feel that. Because, like,
as I get older, it's all more about me living comfortably as opposed to seeing what people, has to showing what people are seeing how I live, I guess.
But you say you living comfortably, but let me ask you this. And I feel like this is where you might fuck up. And
maybe.
How many sources of income do you got?
I literally only have one.
Yeah, that's not good, bro. That's not good. Obviously, like, I mean, if you don't pay for these damn mics, eventually, shit, I might have to take the first month's check. But I don't get a lot from the sources of income that I do have. But luckily, I have. So I'm not making any money off this podcast. This podcast is pretty much taking money more than making it. But hopefully, it pays off one day. I don't get paid off of YouTube, but I get paid off of Twitch. I get paid off of Amazon. I get paid off of my job. I make money gambling, not a lot, and I make money off stocks. So technically speaking, I have 5 sources of income. Like Amazon paid me $600 last month. Amazon sales, shout out to Amazon sales. If you need to buy something, buy my link with Amazon. And that's kind of how I've been making money lately. But it's still not enough to where I can quit my day job. So that's where I need to get much more and more comfortable with my money. Because shout out to the girls with the OnlyFans, though. Shout out. I saw a girl with an OnlyFans. Nigga make $100,000 a month, $100,000 a month.
Ooh-wee.
Be honest, bro. Will you show your whole, not saying like on OnlyFans, but I mean just like the term, show your whole ass. Would you show your whole ass if you had $100,000 a month?
$100,000 a month, I'm showing my whole dick and I'm literally pulling it out in video, urinating on anything.
I ain't mean on the OnlyFans, but I'm like, bro, that's what I'm saying, bro. I got 5 sources of income and I'm not hitting the 5K. I got a problem with that. So I need to do something I don't even want 100,000. Man, give me 10,000 a month. Like Dom Kennedy, shout out to Dom Kennedy, said 10 G's a month. I know God love me. That's all. That 10,000 a month. I'm cool. Cause I can spend 1,000 on a place, spend 1,000 on my bills. Well, maybe not all my bills, but like, maybe help out my family with bills and shit like that. And then keep the rest. Maybe invest 1,000. Shit. Bro, that's what we need to do. We need to figure that out. For real, for real. So yeah, you just pretty much said you're going to stay on your STEMI and just ride it out till the summer.
Ride it out till it has written itself out. Pretty much. And like that STEMI check is long and gone. And now it's just back to my income. Are you technically, you ain't really got to put your whole business out there. Would you be saving money once you finally move to the new place? I think so, yeah. I think it's like $100 less.
Okay. That helps.
I'm going to say it right here. Johnston, you guys are expensive. You know that? Just living out here, man. I wasn't too keen about, actually, hell yeah. I mean, yeah, I was keen about living out here, but at the same time,
it's nice. I would. It's not. I probably would. If I'm being honest.
I mean, granted, it's away from everything. It's away from all the distractions and stuff like that. But for me, like, there's nothing out here for me as far as like what I need to do. I guess like I've scouted all of Johnson. There's really nothing out here as far as like aesthetics and shooting goes. Like,
only thing I hate about like this area and like this apartment complex is that fucking roundabout circle. Like
motherfuckers literally cannot drive a roundabout. That's the craziest thing that I've ever seen.
I mean, I probably it's probably me. I'm probably motherfuckers because like I always flinch when I see a car because like they just keep speeding and I was like, nigga, I know like it says yield, but come on, bro, let me throw first. Like every time I see a car, they just speed and then they finally stop. Like, oh, you.
It's never been no thing for me as far as roundabouts go. Just keep on driving.
Like when I'm on the outside, I guess when I'm in the outside, I'm better. But like when I'm in the inside, and like I have to wait to see what this person does. Because there was one time, I think that's probably what it was. Is like I probably scarred because there was one time where I was in the roundabout to pull up to get into here. Motherfucker kept speeding through and just passed me. He's like, all right, nigga, you ain't gonna take your turn, nigga, mine. But
sometimes you got them stupid asses. You got them dumb Neanderthals that do that. That just don't even care about the yield sign. I was like, I'm just looking like motherfucker is there.
Mm-hmm. And then that's what sucks is like, that's what like pissed me off. I was like, God damn it. Yeah. So that's honestly, we was going to talk about the topic, but I mean, I don't really pay attention to baseball that much. I'm sorry, baseball fans out there. And I don't think you like the Yanks, go Yanks for you, but I don't think you really paid attention to the spring training at all this year. So
no, I haven't really paid attention to any sport as far as like me watching it goes. And,
yeah, which I figured. So sorry, baseball fans, but we're going to skip that topic for today. So I can't put that on the thing. But a sport we do care about, a news that we do care about coming in May. I think it's May 20th to the 21st.
I was actually ecstatic when I heard this news, and coming from a former, skater myself.
And me as well. And then like, the Dew Tour is coming to Des Moines, Iowa, which is
you always used to watch
sick.
the fucking Dew Tours on like NBC or stuff like that.
Yeah, I guess. Well, something real quick. Shout out to Rob Dyrdek. I don't think he gets enough credit for what he did, like making the skateboarding league, like where skateboarding was kind of this like. It's weird how skateboarding came along as far as it's like you would think of it as like a rebellion. Rebellious type area. Honestly, the more I think about it, they probably didn't want to hear about the clanging and banging of the skateboards and the grinding sounds. And I guess, sure, it messed up the rails, but really, I didn't really see it as a rebel thing. Like
damaging property.
I could kind of see it, but it's like more so rails and ledges. And if it's anything, I'd have a sign talk about like, hey, nigga, you fuck yourself up skateboarding. That's you. We're not covering it. I guess because it's the city, but I think Rob Dyrdek did a great job of showcasing skateboarding to be cool and like make it as a league, and then made it to where kids, if the cities are doing more for kids to skate here and do all this stuff, to where they don't have to, go to downtown buildings and complexes of offices and things of that nature. I'm with it because I love the fact that not only the Mountain Dew Tour is coming here, the Olympics are coming here in 2021. And that's what the qualifiers are for the Mountain Dew Tour is for the Olympics to come back here. So some of the best skaters in the world are coming here. Dog, what if we meet Sean Malto? Like he was talking about it.
That's the craziest thing. Oh shit, my pants, dude.
I dapped the nigga up so quick. I dapped the nigga up, take a picture. Man, Malto is just money, bro. And he actually, there's an Instagram that I just followed recently, and shout out to, I think they're Skate Des Moines, and they kind of became something. They were interviewing Sean Malto and Jordan Barrett. I don't know if you know who that is.
Yep.
But they were interviewing them today and talking about how Des Moines is on the Dew Tour. And that's super sick. Shout out, that's stoked for the city too.
If Ryan DeCenzo comes. Shackler.
I mean, the boy in trouble right now because that nigga been wilding. But if Nigel Houston comes, I like to think I wouldn't fangirl because I have met some celebrities in real life and I'm like, oh shit, that's lit. I might fangirl for Nigel Houston. I'm a big Nigel Houston fan. Him, Shackler, you gotta throw Shackler in there. Tony Hawk, P-Rod, anyone that really rides girl. Shit, like there's might be a few skaters I just fangirl over, but like that shit would be sick. Especially like another reason why, if anyone listening to this now should put like hashtag maybe TBH on Dude Tour or some shit. I don't know. We'll think of a hashtag. But another reason why I would love for us to be access there is I don't feel like anyone's going to give them justice, honestly. Yeah. Like maybe the Des Moines Register, shout out to them because I don't want, cut no ties. If they need a volunteer to go down there and interview people and talk to people, holla at your boy. But who's really going to do the Dude Tour justice out? Like, because I can't see like many news articles covering it. Right. Maybe like I don't know if Subsec has a tie to it. I think that
I think they will, honestly.
Shout out to my homie Buzz that could be on the podcast sooner, but he was telling me that they might have some ties to it. Like I think they might be running some things, and I think there's a pro skater, Mike Valley. Is like
Mike Vallely. He's coming.
Yeah, he lives here.
He lives here now.
And he's like, crazy. I guess Mike he's trying to
from Element. Remember the Element?
Wait, that's that Mike V?
That's that Mike V.
Swear to God.
Yeah.
I thought his name was just Mike Valley. Like I thought it was like that. Like
I think we've been saying it wrong this entire time.
I think they spelled it wrong. It had to be a typo on skate. That was the first time I saw that. If that's that dude, oh, bro, we gotta get him on the pod. I don't know how, but we gotta get him on the pod because he's trying to build a company. So shit, what's up, Mike V? And he's in the city.
See where that goes now. I didn't know where he was moving to, but I knew he was moving to Iowa.
I didn't know that. Is he from here then?
I don't think he's from here.
Okay. So, but I know he wants to
build some ties here.
Okay.
Kind of like how I think Heath Kirchard had ties here,
Because I know he wants to build a company or some shit.
I fanned the shit out every time I went into Subsect and I saw Heath.
I never saw him there. Wow, that'd be kind of insane. I ain't gonna lie. Subsect is kind of cool. Like it has that like skate 3, skate 2 kind of vibe when you walk into it, especially because wasn't it around the corner downtown somewhere?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the location now. It's been some years since I've been in the Subsect, but
well, remember it used to be out here like in the Urbandale.
Mm-hmm.
And then they moved downtown to Walnut.
But then, okay. Yeah, they did. I haven't been out there in a while. I want to go. Kind of. Maybe talk to somebody down there. See what they did. What?
Let's do. Kevin still works down there. We can do it. Shout out to Kevin.
Oh, you know Kevin?
Yeah.
Shit, come on then. Let's collab with somebody and get somebody on Subsec on the pod. Right. Well, then where was that one we went to? Where was that one where we got the Plan B boards?
That was Subsec. It was just out here.
Then that had a different vibe and a different colorway. Then what's the one that was by kind of head towards Mohe where the old Taco Bell was? Not Taco Bell.
That's
Tasty
the
Tacos.
Old Next Generation.
Yeah, bro.
That's where I got my first board at. I think it was a World Industry.
Bro,
board.
that nigga
that was like a dungeon kind of. It was like literally like just a little ass space filled with
because it was in that like strip mall and stuff like that. And then what's crazy too is like that guy was like. I remember he was telling like Zach and us, and he was like, "Yo, bro, y'all could do a kickflip, do shove it, do all this stuff, and like get some tape on some straight skate shit." It was like, "Yo, we'll sponsor you, give you a free board or something." Niggas was like, "Wow!" Right, and then niggas, I just remember like, every time I drive by that mug with my mom or something like that, I see niggas outside doing kickflips and just posted there. That was a cool little spot. Well, I wonder what happened to that. Well, obviously it had to move out and stuff like it didn't.
I don't know. It got ran out of business. I don't know. I haven't kept up with that life in like quite a while, but yeah.
So I guess Subsec is really the only like skate thing here, huh?
Pretty much the only skate shop we have.
If you don't count Zoe's, but
in the central Iowa area, I guess. Mm-hmm. I don't know too many others. I haven't came across too many others.
That is like, I ain't gonna lie. Like if I was to, go back to that 10,000 a month, God love me type bar. I ain't gonna lie. One of the miscellaneous purchases I would have is I would purchase a skateboard. I would do it. Or either purchase me a Nigel Houston skateboard or a girl skateboard.
I still got the birdhouse at my house.
Wow. I haven't seen that mug in ages.
I was a birdhouse guy. Actually, no, when I left skating, like kind of like on the tail end, I was riding a lot of zero boards.
You know what board I had never had, but I always wanted? I wanted a Zoo York board. I just thought that was like cool, like the design and things of that nature.
I heard they were kind of, as far as the make goes.
I can see everybody having their opinion on that and towards like that.
Some people say that Birdhouse's boards are, man, but I've always liked them.
Who was riding for Birdhouse at the time? I feel like it was Tony Hawk and like one other person.
Fuck. If I'm going to have to go back in the time, which is like 2010, back in like 2010, when we were still in that life, I got to say, obviously, Tony Hawk, he's the founder and creator. Which
is kind of smart. Like, if you're pretty successful.
Riley Hawk was riding for him at the time. His son.
But he was like really young, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. I think he was just an amateur. Who else? Who else that's notable? Shaun White. Birdhouse. They had a decent roster. They had a decent roster back then. They had Andrew Reynolds. Well, until he created Baker, but I'm talking about like 90s Birdhouse. But yeah, they had Andrew Reynolds. They had Eric Ellingson, I think. Let's see, they had Bucky Lazick. They even had Heath Kirchhoff rode for Birdhouse too. Yeah, they were a pretty stacked team back then. I don't know now. I haven't really kept up with them now.
Yeah, I haven't really tapped in there.
Plan B has always stayed, no matter what decade passed, they've always had a solid team of technical skaters.
Plan B always felt like the Yankees or the Lakers or like of skating. Pretty much. Kind of had that name and they were flashy. Like that's for like the other skaters and stuff like that.
I don't know. Sheckler's been holding Plan B down pretty much. Kind of like how Deerdeck's been holding Alien Workshop down.
He really has.
I rode a couple of Alien Workshop boards. They're not too bad.
Sheckler just kind of it's weird,
it's weird how we watched that man grow.
And that's what I'm saying is like when you watch those young pros and things of that nature, like you see a lot more of them. Like think about.
That's crazy because
think about Bow Wow. I said for like rappers, he was young as hell when he got in the rap game. Like Bow Wow is like obviously older than us, but he's been in the game for like 20 plus years now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's like Sheckler in a way. Like he's got to be higher up there. I want to say. Well, I don't know. Is he younger than us?
Sheckler won his first X Games at 13 years old.
That's crazy.
And that was at 13 years of age. He's 31. He was born in 1989.
Okay. I was like, I remember he was young as hell, but I was like, I don't know if he was older or younger than them.
Because when I was like 16, 17, he had to been like 20?
Bro, that's the thing that's like, I don't want to say, I'm a very envious person. Like, I'm like, damn, if they could do it, I could do it too. But I'm like, damn, bro, I'm over here 16, 17, struggling in life, trying to figure out what I want to do. And Sheckler's over here winning the X Games. Like, what the fuck?
You couldn't tell that man not to win the X Games. That man was walking away with gold and AST Do Tour, X Games.
They got yadded up too. Man, hopefully we get back to some sort of normalcy so we can see more competitions and stuff like that. And like hopefully tickets are not too expensive for the Do Tour. And like
we're gonna be in there. We'll see what's up.
I just remember
the new park too. We might,
But that's the thing too. The new park's not even finished, my nigga, and it's raining now. So I don't know how they about to finish that in 2 months. Granted, I seen somewhere overseas on a Twitter video.
It's supposed to open sometime in May. Do Tours in May. So,
but that's what it's not done yet.
Timing though.
But it's not even done. So how are they going to finish? They're going to finish it in 2 months.
I think they got like 80% of it done.
Well, I just hope they could finish it that time. That's just kind of sketchy.
Yeah.
But just to finish it and be like, here, all right, here you go. Like,
that's the crazy part. They built it in the most it's like on the east side of Wells Fargo, right? Like in that like near the bridge, right?
Yeah, I think so. Because I remember somebody was telling me that there's an aesthetic of where you could go on a bridge and like almost view it, I guess.
That's kind of like...
Because is that parking lot then?
Yeah. I think it's somewhere in that spot. I would have to drive past it. I don't need to
See, that's a good spot. I hated that because there's
a lot of things down there. I mean, there's that whole not to be politically Chinese or whatever, like a little hut down there. Then there's
yeah. Oh, so it's all going to be in that area. The
botanical center is literally
if you keep going on that road. Okay.
So there's a lot of shit that's down there. So I guess it only made sense for them to put it there. I wouldn't think. I never thought that they would. I kind of knew that they wouldn't put it downtown, directly smack dab in downtown. Because things like that, you gotta kind of put on the outskirts, you know. So I mean, it made perfect sense for them to put it there. It just looks like a bitch getting to. If you're on the interstate looking at it, it looks like it's just there to be there. But yeah, it's a nice little park. We might need to get our skating legs back.
Yeah,
at least roll around.
I want to say, even though everybody maybe you and Zach had I wouldn't say guts, but if you guys would say it for a better time, we was in shape. Our legs cast because we was rolling through type shit. Do you remember?
I don't think I'm.
Do you remember when it was me, you, and Zach, and we went downtown and we was honestly in that same area? I think we skated in the ice rink.
Oh yeah.
Man, that takes me back. You know what I'm saying?
That was slippery as hell. I would power slide that whole ice rink.
I still don't really care for downtown, but man, some of those days just going downtown with y'all too and just skating. We was some skating that. Some of Zach got that little Hondas, whatever the fuck, the little thing, barely pushing those big ass kids. Yeah. We was just skating everywhere, just going everywhere, doing everything. That was fun times, man. That was fun times.
Simpler times,
less stressful times too.
Before depression.
Before we even knew what that was.
There was anxiety before all that.
I mean, we probably always had it, but we just never knew what to call it and what it actually does to your brain and things of the nature. But I'm excited for the future, man. I'm excited. Whenever we do have the homie Buzz on the podcast, we definitely got to talk about Dew Tour and skating more because I actually want to go back. And start watching some skating videos because I remember too. You remember when I would just come to your crib and you had the fucking DVDs on deck. I don't know if you guys remember 90 Babies. You probably might remember those little CD disc, little black rings with the thing sticking up so you put a CD on there. Tyler used to have DVD after DVD after DVD of just skate videos and he would just watch the whole thing through and watch the whole session.
Literally Baker 3.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Shake, chicken bone. Oh my God. That might be my favorite tape. That's what we need to do. We need to start watching some of those more. Cause the last one I watched recently, man, I swear I'm not a dig rider. But the last skate video that I watched was Nigel Houston's Till Death. But then also it's because I edited it and I wanted to. But actually I edited Sean Malto too. But I ain't gonna lie, I think the Sean Malto was kind of weak. So it might be on my Instagram. But that was before I knew what I'm doing now, editing. I did honestly, in the back of my mind, have an idea of what if I, try to re-edit and try to try my luck at just, editing these skate videos. Because I think that's some of the sickest shit in the world is just skate videos.
Right. Oh, shit. Anybody? I mean, I'm not going to say anybody can do it. But,
I don't know. What was your last? What was your last skate video that you watched?
I can't remember. Oh, the last America Stay Gold. That was October 2010. I waited for that motherfucker. I literally have mom go to Subsec and get it. I couldn't wait for that fucking American video with Andrew Reynolds, Heath. It was one of Heath Kirchhart's last parts that was literally spectacular. Kevin Spacey Long,
Terry Kennedy. Oh wait, no, he's not. I guess he's Baker, right?
Yeah, he's Baker, but he wasn't.
Yeah. My bad.
This is America the Shoe.
Yeah. Okay. My fault, y'all.
But who else? Braden Safransky, Colin Provost, all those guys, man. It was fun. Definitely, especially since I wore Americas. It was either Americas or Vans. It was either those two shoes. I didn't really like DCs that much. I didn't really wear Etnies.
I wore DCs. I didn't like DCs.
I did have a pair of Etnies Shecklers.
The DC slippers though were kind of fire.
The Etnies Sheckler 2s, the X Game joints, the red and black ones. Remember those?
I think I remember you having them. Yeah.
Oh shit! You couldn't tell me no with those on. And they came with a little it came with like an Etnies like Classman ring too.
Did it really? I don't remember that.
Buck.
I've always kind of been
them hoes up.
I've always been a Nike SB kind of guy. Not SB Dunks. Dunks are cool. If you like Dunks.
See, I felt like
felt like that was too big for me.
Remember the P-Rods Nike SBs that you had?
I didn't have P-Rods.
I gave those to you. Cause I tried Nike SBs for a while and I felt like I couldn't.
What was that?
Emergency calling. But yeah, I felt like I couldn't like maneuver in those.
Actually, did you? I might have had. Cause I like now that you say it, I'm like replaying it in my head, and yeah, that could sound familiar.
I literally felt like I couldn't do shit. I couldn't even ollie in speeds. But that was just me.
Yeah, well, I had when I had the DC shoes, I felt that shit was heavy as hell. I ain't gonna lie, that shit felt like I had weights on my feet. I don't know how niggas was ollieing DC. Okay, yeah, I might have had these. All right. I guess because it was like, weren't they like this, but like gray?
Yeah, they were like black, and the logo was red. They were like greenish. They were like black green.
I wonder what happens to those. Actually, now that you say it, yeah, I do remember that. It might honestly be in my attic. Like, I got a bunch of shit in my attic that I still didn't get out. But damn, I'm gonna talk about skating more. So that's what I'm probably gonna do. Like that. See. This is why I try to tell people that I don't really drink or do drugs like that, because I have an addictive ass personality. Oh yeah. But I don't think you didn't have. I thought you didn't have black and red though. Didn't you have all black?
No, I remember specifically getting the X Games colorways for those.
I thought you had did you have another colorway too? Or no?
Colors?
Yeah.
Oh, remember when we went to Mall of America back in 2010? I got like those plain black and white shirts.
Yeah, that's the ones I remember.
Yo, those ones.
Okay.
Those ones were heavy as hell, kind of.
Yeah, but see, this is like what I was saying is like, this is why I don't drink or like smoke or anything like that, because I have addictive ass personality. Because now I really want to watch some skate videos and like just relive the past real quick and just go back in time. Because like, you know how we was obsessed with wrestling. We still got to do a wrestling podcast, but
I still wear Volcom clothing sometimes.
Yeah, I never got into those, but I remember you had the Volcom jeans too, didn't you?
I did have a couple of Volcom jeans and chinos.
I ain't gonna lie, it must be nice being sponsored and getting like a shipment of clothes like that. Right. That would be fire. Volcom, if you want. Hey, Big Head, if you want sponsor the podcast. You know what I'm saying? I think, what is it? Is it the 9 Club? I feel like that's a really good skating podcast. It's like 9 something.
Oh yeah. Chris Roberts, he hosts that podcast. He does it with like a whole bunch of different other like pro skaters too.
Yeah, that's a dope ass podcast as far as skating goes.
I watched the one with Andrew Reynolds because like I've been with Andrew Reynolds kid. So,
shout out to them. Tyler, is there anything else you want to add to the podcast? Hopefully it sounds great. Like this is the first podcast.
Yeah, this has like been like a test run of like how all this new contraption and shit is working for us, so to speak. So hopefully it sounds better. Hopefully my voice sounds a little clearer. But like my problem is always talking away from the mic. So like,
yes, it's funny that you said that. I was just about to say that.
Yeah. We're hoping that, we work out some of the kinks with this new machinery, this big ass computer. It's literally damn near like it's bigger than my MacBook. My bad, but a lot of shit's bigger than my MacBook. This is only like a 13-inch anyway.
But the beauty of it too is that I brought the wrong set of headphones. I have headphones that will connect to that jack. I don't know if Tyler does. So I'm kind of scared about that. So I don't know if you want to look into some headphones or depending on who we call, like maybe you just can't listen to it. Because I think that's the only way we could actually listen to it is if we have headphones in it. But I would love to get anyone on the podcast. So hopefully we can do that. So we might have to do an in-person podcast Friday. If you're still down on Friday?
I'll have to see what's going on Friday. I don't think I have anything.
Okay. Well, but let me know. So, cause I gotta get contact with the people. Cause I would love to do a 33-person podcast.
Are you appearing at the Move this weekend?
I didn't know what that was.
You're not going to the Move?
When is it?
It's literally this weekend.
Like at night or like
at night? Like all the other ones have been at night.
Oh, I didn't even know about it.
It's crazy.
I might look into it though, but shout out to Anna. Maybe we should get her on the podcast. Maybe I just want to test 3 people because like Tyler, I ain't gonna lie. Like quick backstory, Tyler's been holding it down, been eager to do podcasts and get guests on the podcast. So he's been doing his part. I was the one that didn't really do the podcast and things of nature, but that's also because there's like a sound thing. Like I want this to be the best product possible that we can have. So I wasn't satisfied with the sound. So it's also like harder to get more people on when it's not sounding the greatest, I guess. Like at least prideful, but my bad. Continue with your closing statement.
But yeah, anyway, we're trying new shit. We're trying to, get, technical with it, I guess, so to speak. Like I like to reiterate every single podcast in and out, intro and last, is protect your mental health at all times. Things are what they always seem to be. And make sure that you read and react to your situations in life and you act accordingly to those. And just be an overall better person for you, your loved ones, and whoever you may care about in the near and dear future. Please, if not for me, for yourself. Because sometimes I don't even do it for me. But yeah.
Yeah, shout out to that boy T Ross. All I got to say is we stepping on next. The podcast is here. I'm dead ass serious. I'm trying to let these niggas know.
Dead the fuck serious, bro.
I'm trying to let these niggas know. Sorry, mom, I love you. Sorry, grandma, I love you. But it's time to let these niggas know, man. We are done playing. We have the setup. We have the technology. We have a location.
Fucking the $1 million problem, man.
I'm talking to people that has over 100,000 on YouTube. Talking to people that have over 50,000 on YouTube. And I mean, I'm not trying to be an analytics or statistic guy, but I'm talking my shit. We gonna have some fire ass guests. It's gonna be some fire ass podcasts. Hopefully they're gonna be funny. I think our podcasts are more informational and opinionated, which is not bad, but
sometimes we have some funny in there depending on the time of day, especially with me depending on the time of day. Like right now, I'm not funny at all. Really funny.
But like, yeah, I'm telling you, if I get this mixer and this audio right, and we get Tyler a headset that he can have and listen to the podcast.
Maybe I drink a little bit more.
And then, I don't know. But I'm telling you, we coming to step on niggas next. I'm just letting y'all know now.
Nobody wants to see alcoholic Tyler anymore.
Like, this podcast is about to be the greatest thing since sliced bread. I'm not playing with you. Be sure to follow me on all my socials.
Cream of wheat. Cream of wheat is pretty fucking
good. Cream of wheat sounds disgusting.
You eat oatmeal.
So.
Anyway.
But I say all that to say, I love you guys. Till next time. Bye.
Bye.
YouTube land, what's good? It's your boy B Heard, aka Brian, aka Prince, aka Prince Virginia Wild Hayden. Be sure to leave a like on this video, a comment on this video, and subscribe. And join the royalty or royalties, whatever you want to call it. Your boy is trying to get partnered on YouTube, so that's 1,000 subscribers. So please be sure to subscribe. Thank you guys. Enjoy the video.